Hello and welcome to the STL course. So in this course till now we have seen arrays and iterators. Now let's quickly jump into the vectors. So let's start with the constructor of the vectors. Now if we do not pass any argument in the constructor of the vector, then it will make a vector of a zero size, that is no elements. Okay. Now if you pass an argument, first argument says the size of the vector. Now this vector of the 10 size will be make, and it will have a garbage values. Now if you pass the second argument like 3, then it will make a vector with a 10 size with having all values 3, that is 10 values of 3. Okay. Now the other way of making a vector is by using another vector in the argument. Like if you use p in making p vector, we use v vector, then the p vector will have all values of v vector. Other way we can use by iterators, like we can use b begin and v end. Now this will copy all the v vector to the p vector, and the p vector will be made. Now other than, we can, if you want a sub array to be copied in the p, then we can use the iterators like this: b begin plus any value like 3, 2. Okay. Now it will copy the sub array of the v vector in the p vector while making it. Okay. So these are the constructors of the vector. Let's check it by printing these vectors. I have made a function print vector to print these vectors. So I will pass v vector first and p also to see. Okay. So let's print this out. So we have 10 values of 3, and we have passed only 3 values of the v vector in the p. So these are the p and v vectors printed. Okay. Now let's see how to access the elements of the vector. So as in array, we can use the v indexes like I 0, 1, 2. Okay. So this is the square bracket operator, and we can use v dot at. We can use v dot at value any index. Okay, index that will also give the element of the vector, and as the name suggests, we can use front to take the value of the front value. Okay, front of the vector, and we can use back of the vector, and other one is data, the v dot data. What v dot data returns, it returns the pointer, not the value. It returns the pointer to the first element of the vector. As in array, we know that like we use this syntax to make a array in C. So if we access this value a in any time, then it is the pointer pointing to the first block of this array. So this because we know that the vector is nothing but a dynamic array, and this data function also returns the same thing, that is the pointer of the first element or first block of the vector, that dynamic array. Okay. So that was the accessing methods of the vector. Okay. Now let's see the size method. As the name suggests, it will return the size. This is very handy method because sometimes we do not have the n value, that is the size of the, we can use v dot size. Okay, this is the size, and we can check if it is empty. By empty, it will be a boolean function. Okay, it will return the boolean value 0 or 1. Okay, to check. Okay. Now let's see some functions to modify the elements of the vectors. Now the first function is v dot assign. Okay, so v dot assign, what it does, we have to pass the size and pass the value. It does the same thing as this constructor is doing, but instead of in constructing, we can assign on the go. Okay, so v dot assign 5, 3, what it will do, it will override this vector. Okay, so let's use another value to see. So if you print this vector, print vector v. Okay, let's see. So let's comment this out, the p. Let's see. So if we run this, we can see it was printing 10 3s, and we have override this 5 2, not only the value or size also. Okay, so this assign overrides it. So this was assign. Now let's see what you have now. Let's change this view only. We can initialize this like this. We can say 5 8 3. Okay, oops, 4 2, 6, 9. Okay, so we have initialized it. Let's put more values here. 7. Okay, so we have initialized the v vector. Now let's test these functions now. So let's first use push back. Now what is this function? It will push the new values at the end of the vector. If the size is not compatible to adjust the new value, then it will reallocate the size. Okay, now let's push 10 and push more let's push some more values to check, and we will print this vector after pushing it also, before pushing and after pushing. Now let's see. So before pushing it was here, and after pushing it was here. Okay, so next function is pop back. So before that, I want to tell you something. If this function is reallocating, then it will not take a constant time. If it does not need a reallocating, then it will take a constant time. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, now let's move with the pop back function. The pop back function is always taking the constant time. Okay, so pop back function, let's use this 2 times or 3 times to see how it is working. So if we print this one, before popping and after popping, we have popped 3 values. Okay, now let's see another function. Next function is the insert function. Now this function uses the iterators to implement. Okay, now how this is working? V dot insert, we can insert at any index. Okay, by pushback only we can insert at the end. So if you use the iterators v dot begin plus 3. Okay, now we can insert any value, like let's say 13. Okay, so we will insert 13 at the third index, after third index. Okay, like 0, 1, 2, third. At third index will be 13 and 6, 9, 7 will be shifted. So this function will take the linear time because it needs shifting. Okay, now if we insert this one, let's say, yeah, we are printing 2 times here. Let's comment this out. Yeah, so before inserting or after inserting, 13 is come here and it has shifted. Okay, so this was insert. Now let's see the another function. The same function erase. It will erase things. Okay, so it will also use the iterators to do this. Begin dot, you can say 4. Okay, begin. So it will erase the value at the 4th index, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 9 will be erased. Okay, so let's see. So before erasing, after erasing, so 9 is erased. Okay, so this was erase function. The swap function, let's see. So we have p here and we have the v here. So, okay, so let's print the v here and p here before swapping. Okay, and we will print this after swapping. So let's comment this out. V dot swap p. Okay, this will change the values of v and p. It will swap it. So if you print p and v again after swapping and before swapping, then we can see that it has swapped. Okay, vp, it has swapped. Now let's see another function. Next function is the clear function. As the name suggests, it will clear all values of the vector. Okay, the vector will be of size 0 and all elements will be deleted. Okay, so these were the functions or to modify the contents of the vector. There are 2 more functions, like v dot emplace. The emplace thing works as like insert, and emplace back it works just like the pushback. So we can use this method or the pushback or push insert methods. Okay, so these were the functions to modify the contents of the vector. Now let's see some iterators of the vectors. So we have v dot begin, we have seen. Okay, v dot begin points to the beginning of the vector. V dot end we have seen, points to the vertical block after the end of the vector. We have v dot r begin. So v dot r begin, it points to the end, not the block after the end, it points to the end. And we have v dot end, r end, it does not point to the first element, it points the theoretical block before the first block. So we can iterate the vector in the reverse order by using these iterators. Let's see how. Auto r begin it is equal to v dot r begin. Okay, it not equal to v dot r end. Okay, it plus plus, so we do not to minus decrease it, we will increase it, then also it will print the vector in the reverse order. See out v it, by the star value we can print this. Okay, so let's put a handle here. Yeah, so let's run this. So we can see it has printed in the straight order and the reverse order. Okay, so this was all about vectors here. So I hope you like it. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.